Hi, and welcome to the 90's, guys. On this episode of the top 9 from the 90's, we're going to review Jason's list.
My turn.
I don't want to do lists anymore.
We've only done one. What's the problem?
That's too many! Video games! Now!
Then talk about video games on your list. You're just mad that you can't think of 9 awesome games from the 90's.
I can think of 900.
So stay tuned for this episode.
Intro music. Alright, so it's my turn. And I'm going to start out real strong, something that's going to pull at everybody's heartstrings.
Aww.
Number 9, Toy Story.
What?
Ooh, you know, that was on my list and I took it off. I replaced it with something else.
That stinks.
Because I have fond memories of something else.
So, I remember Toy Story. It was a huge deal. And not only was it a huge deal, just a cool movie, but it was the toys. Man, I had to have the Buzz Lightyear. I remember.
I got Buzz.
I know, I saw it.
I was actually going to grab that.
It was, and for whatever reason, I think it was like the first year this came out, was this wrapping paper that was just a plastic bag, essentially.
Oh yeah, the real big one, like that you could put a bike and stuff.
No,
in?
but they weren't big. That was the difference. But anyway, I remember peeking around the Christmas tree, and I tripped, and I hit a box, and it went to infinity and beyond, and I knew I got Buzz Lightyear for Christmas. Sorry, Grandma. Number 8, Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon. These were the channels that held the cartoons of awesomeness. Dexter's Lab, Our Real Monsters, Powerpuff Girls, Rugrats, just pure 90's that if you had cable, this is what you were watching. And I didn't want to give them each their own thing because back in the day, they were one. They were
like in a mega block.
Yeah.
Where one came on, then the next, and the next,
Yep.
and the next. It was almost like Saturday morning cartoons, but like in the middle of the afternoon, whenever you wanted on whatever channel.
Exactly. And even in Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, they didn't fight. They would say, all right, let's put whatever here at this time that nobody's watching while they're all watching this over on Cartoon Network, and then we'll put our good stuff over here, and Cartoon Network, well, I don't know if they agreed, but that's what it seemed like.
Well, and that was also, too, hopefully this isn't stealing from one of your lists, but back when like Nickelodeon had more than just cartoons, they actually had shows. They had game shows.
Oh, yeah.
There were a couple
Double Dare.
It was Double Dare.
Guts. And the Temple
the
Run.
Temple of the Lost something, or Temple something.
Yeah, Temple of the Lost Idol.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, they actually had game shows that kids were participants in interacting in.
It was awesome.
Which was
You were going to say something.
Yes, you're asking me right now, any channel number? Like, what's on channel blank? I couldn't tell you. Channel 28, Nickelodeon. Channel 32, Cartoon Network.
Just so we're clear where we're from, it's still Channel 32 for Cartoon
Is
Network.
it really?
Yep.
It's still
wow.
Channel 32.
Yep. But now they changed it. Nickelodeon is now 31.
31, yeah.
Oh, and 36,
But you remember,
I think, was Disney.
I remember, yep, yes. I think 36
36 is still Disney.
Wow. Oh, no. It's 50 now.
Yeah, you're right. It's 50.
Don't know how you guys know this.
Right. Huh?
I don't know how you guys know this.
We do.
We do.
All right. So, moving on. Number 7, How Bizarre by OMC. I didn't even necessarily like it when it was on the radio and popular. It was right when it was fading back out that I thought, man, this is a good song.
What year of the 90's did that come out in?
I did not look it up, but it was 1996. And it was great. And then we had Barbie Girl, and all in the world was good.
How bizarre?
How bizarre.
How bizarre.
Cruising in the freeway in the hot, hot sun.
Making me crazy.
You don't look at me.
Every
You don't know
time
the song either?
No.
Every time
Man.
I look
Man,
around.
I'm going to tell you right now, when I started
Every
listening...
time I look around, just in my face. All right, so moving on. Number 6, Seinfeld and Friends, and or 90s sitcoms. It was really the 90s sitcoms. This is when this really began to become a real thing. I mean, there's always been sitcoms, but it was relevant. You still had to sit down and watch it.
Well, and it was a turning point too, because it was the start of sitcoms that featured all single people. Previous to that, they were families, or families that had extra members living with them, or they were couples in shows. They changed the dynamic in the 90's when they went away from that traditional family to these people are all single.
I forgot. Yeah, that's true. That is right.
In both shows, even Frasier, which came out in the late 90s.
Yeah.
That was the same thing as Friends and Seinfeld. They were all single.
Being younger, I remember watching these with my mom and, getting some of the jokes that were funny. But I never thought of it like that. That's actually a really great view on it.
I think that's because we never saw sitcoms in the family light. That wasn't part especially for me, but I don't know about you guys.
I mean, like in the early 90s, you had like Full House and I'm trying to think of the one where
Family Matters.
Yep.
And that was with Urkel.
The other one that had like the mom, which was Suzanne Summers, and the dad, and they each had 3 kids, and then they got married, and they became like it was on TGIF.
Oh, and then there was Tool Time. That almost made the list.
Tool Time, yeah. That was
I'm sorry.
Another
Home Improvement.
Yeah, that was another family show. So I mean, there were a lot of them that were family based until you started getting into like Friends, and I think Seinfeld actually came out before Friends.
I think it did.
But that was more of a comedy, where Friends was more of a sitcom.
Right. So moving on.
Sure.
Number 5, the Tamagotchi. I remember. I have no idea why or in what realm I found out about these things. I got it the week it came out. I think it was in a Nintendo Power or something, and it even had a release date. And I drug my mom to the store and was like, I need to buy this. And we got it, and I loved it so much.
I think I got one because the guy at the game store convinced me it was a good buy when I was buying a game.
I got one because most of the kids in my elementary school had one. And I was like, I'll get one. I don't think I did much with it. It was probably a waste of, $15?
It was $15, $14.99.
I think mine died, in 2 days because it kept wanting me to feed it, and I'm like, no, go away.
I'm pretty sure I had it for, a week.
Nice. Nice.
Number 4, the peak of Nintendo's greatness. So this guy was talking about PlayStation and how it revolutionized the way that we process the game data.
Well, just how it was the first disc-based system.
Right.
Well, that was a computer, of course.
So
first console disc.
This is more of an end of an era, or the peak of the promise is Nintendo. I wanted to say specifically Nintendo 64, but really the 90s was Super NES and the 64. And this was when Nintendo... What?
Didn't the GameCube come out in 2000?
Oh, yeah, 1999.
So it was... Yeah,
so still,
you're right in that.
So it was the pure peak of Nintendo. This is when they were king. Nobody could touch them. Sony's disc-based thing was almost a joke. And the Dreamcast, too. People thought, well, this isn't Nintendo? Well, there's no reason.
Well, the Dreamcast was Sega's way to try and jump on the coattails of PlayStation.
Right.
Because Sega was dying as an old 32-bit system.
Right.
And that was their way to try and revitalize the brand, which horribly tanked.
Right. And then this is a fact not a lot of people know. Look it up. Nintendo 64 actually had better graphics than the PlayStation. PlayStation only had it was more than 32, but
wasn't it 128-bit?
No.
Oh, see, I thought
so it might have been bit, but there was something weird where 64, it was 64 bytes versus bits. There was a ratio to it. We will fact check and release a retention video. Or retention?
Probably not.
We'll
probably forget.
Yeah.
If we find we're wrong, we'll post a little over the video to correct it later.
Like a big giant X. But I'm pretty sure it was. Number 3, Men in Black. Loved it. I didn't do as much fact checking on the years as this guy, but
that's all from this right here, man. This is the noodle of knowledge.
The noodle of knowledge. It's because he's
coming to a series.
Hold on. If you're the noodle of knowledge, what year did it come out?
Yeah, right.
Men in Black, 95.
He's wrong. It's not 95. It's 1997.
Did you look it up?
Nope. But I'm going on my gut. Please be right, gut. It's actually not. I think it's probably closer to 98. But
I was like, 95 sounds too early.
Men in Black, July 2nd, 1997.
Boom, baby! I can't believe I remember that. That's super weird. Anyway, it was really, other than Star Wars and, Jurassic Park's kind of science fiction. It's kind of, that's its own.
Kind of? Dinosaurs on an island?
Yeah, but
I think that's science fiction.
Well, I can see why you wouldn't call it science fiction. I mean,
it's science fiction, but you're going for sci-fi.
It's yes,
correct.
Yeah, there you go.
You're right. So it's really my first, other than Star Wars, into sci-fi, my own genre of this, and it I still love to this day. It's all of them.
It's a good movie. Definitely. I mean,
do you remember it?
Oh, I do remember it.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw it in movie theaters. This is not my parents' style of movie. I mean,
I don't think I saw it in theaters either. I think I had to wait to rent it when it came out.
I think so too. I remember owning the VHS of it.
I was gonna say I think I actually rented it on VHS. Do you know what those are, Chris?
I do know what a VHS is.
Do you know what a cassette is?
I do.
Did you own any cassettes? That was actually gonna make my list because cassettes died in the late '90s, early 2000s. My kids, if I showed them a cassette, they wouldn't know what to do with it.
Mine know what it is. Thanks to my wife.
And back in the '90s, especially the early '90s, cassette singles were the thing.
They were.
You could go get one song on a cassette and you just rocked that all over. And ironically, not to cut you off, but Vanilla Ice's hit was actually on the B-side. Do you know what a B-side of a cassette is?
I do know what a B-side is. I know what a B-side of a record is too. Okay,
yeah. So that was actually his hit from that whole entire album on cassette was that song from the B-side.
I actually have one of my picks on my list comes from a cassette.
Nice.
Ooh,
nice.
We'll get there eventually.
Yes, we will.
All right, moving on. Still in Movieville. I have to be very careful about this one. Number 2, a Goofy movie. This was super important.
Movie?
Yeah, a Goofy movie.
That's the title? A Goofy movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying it's a Goofy movie. It's
no,
like
it's the Goofy movie.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes. The Goofy movie. It was super. It was my father passed away in the 90s, and this was before he passed away, and it was something that we really bonded over. He really loved music, and my cousin actually referred to my father as Uncle Goofy. So when this came out, it was a huge deal, and we loved it. We owned the soundtrack that we would play in the CD player in our car. Yeah, we actually had CD players super early. That's how much my dad loved music. Wow. And we would just jam out to the CD for days. And so it was always something that was really important to me, and I still love it. I can still put on some of the songs, and I know all of the lyrics. So, anybody else? Goofy movie?
No. I loved the Goofy movie. I just remember seeing it as I'm sure my parents got it as a rentals, here, watch this and shut up. Leave us alone.
Was that the one where he had kids?
Yeah.
In it?
He had a kid.
I don't remember if I saw that one in theaters or not.
I saw it in theaters.
I've seen it, but it was later.
Right.
Probably 2000s by the time I saw that.
No, it was loved it. Now, one of the things about, I won't go too far off, but my dad, growing up, Plank and I have talked about this, not on camera, but I go see a lot of movies with my wife and kids where he doesn't see as many but that's just, that's whatever. But when I was a kid, we went to the movies, not often. It wasn't as prevalent as it nowadays days where there's blockbuster hits every other weekend, breaking $1,000 records. But, when a big movie came out, you went to see it. Toy Story, Jumanji. I can't believe Jumanji didn't make the list.
It's your list.
I had never seen Titanic.
Titanic was big in the 90s. That was one of those movies that you sat through, and if you made it all the way without having to get up and go pee, good job. And if you made it to the end and the person you're with, your date, wasn't crying, then you did something wrong. Because everybody cried in the end of that movie. Except for me. I wanted to fall asleep. I hated it.
I don't blame him. I've never seen it, so. All right.
Number one.
What
you got?
I'm a little disappointed that this probably isn't going to be a surprise.
Yeah.
Number 1, Pokemon. It's always Pokemon at number 1. So just so we're clear, once again, not to get super sad, but like I said, my father passed away in the 90s, so this was relevant. After he passed away, we moved back to where we were originally from, and I didn't have any friends. And, you
still don't.
I know.
It pays me to be here.
Me too, because it's my house.
And so when Pokemon came out, it's so sad. It's so sad, guys. The Pokemon in the game were my friends. But then after a while, because Pokemon became so widely explosive, just, everywhere. People thought it was cool. Oh, Jason knows a lot about Pokemon. Oh, that's awesome. We could be friends with him.
That's because he would cuddle with his Pikachu at night.
I didn't have a Pikachu.
Not then.
No, I have them now, of course. But I got it so early. Like I've said in another episode, I got it. It was like 2 weeks after it came out because it was my birthday, and it was just the best. And it is still just completely relevant to me. Not a day goes by that I don't make a Pokemon reference, play Pokemon, see Pokemon. There are literally Pokemon decorating my house. We'll try to get a picture of it right here. Is that where we're gonna put the pictures?
No.
Oh.
We can put a picture
here. Oh, nope.
There.
Here. Of Pikachu on my chandelier in my dining room. He lights it. That's what I pretend. So, this was my list. Top things from the 90s. And things that are important to me. I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like. Follow us on social media. And thanks for watching.
We're the 90s guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.